the Awards Committee. I'd like to call the February 3rd, 2022 Awards meeting to order. We have a physical quorum represented by Russell Caffey, serving as a delegate for Joe Arfano, Stephen Datz, and Ricky Erickson. We also have Sean Connor filling in for Hyde Vu, and Jordan Pope filling in for Laura Dutton, joining the meeting via WebEx. The Office of General Counsel is represented by Rebecca Levy. Budget is represented by Lori Whitmer. And before we begin reviewing today's agenda, I'll note that there isn't anyone physically present for public comment. Haley, did you receive any public comment via email?
No comment at this time.
All right, let the record show that we did not receive any public comment via email. I'll pause for a moment for callers joining us via WebEx to unmute and speak up. Okay, hearing none, we'll proceed with today's regular agenda. On today's agenda, we have items 1 through 7 that have been reviewed by Procurement and Budget. These items are now ready to be reviewed by the Awards Committee, beginning with item 1, representing the minutes from the January 27, 2022 Awards Committee meeting. Are there any comments or corrections to be discussed? Okay, hearing none. I'd like to call for a motion to approve the January 27, 2022 Awards Committee meeting.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Ricky Erickson, a second from Russell Caffey. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Minutes are approved as presented. I'll pass it over to Jenny McCollum, our Chief Procurement Officer, to walk us through each of the remaining items before I ask for a motion, beginning with item 2.
Thank you. Through the chair, item number 2 is a change order. This is for the COJ Hart Expressway modifications from Bay Street to Talleyrand Avenue. JB Coxwell Contracting Inc. is our recommended awardee, and the change order amount is $132,339.78. We expect this project to be completed in August of 2022. And it just should be noted the reason for this change order. After the project was awarded, unforeseen contaminated soils were discovered and needed to be removed and replaced in order to install the mains. Additionally, the new tie-in point to the larger mains were needed. JEA crews also found an active gravity sewer manhole that needs to be kept in service and raised to meet the new grade. So the change order was made up of the contracted unit price items that we had originally received from a bid perspective from JB Coxwell. So I'll pause and ask if there are any questions or comments. All right, seeing none, I will pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 2?
Jordan Pope, motion to approve.
Thank you, Jordan. And a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Jordan Pope and a second from Ricky Erickson. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back over to Jenny to present award item 3.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 3 is an invitation to negotiate. This is for JEA's heavy duty vehicle procurement acquisition. This is for the purchase of 11 heavy duty vehicles. They were planned for in the budget. So we have replacement for 1 water unit, and we have 8 replacements for the electric side. And then we also have 2 water expansion vehicles, all associated with the fleet capital procurement plan and budget. We have 3 recommended awardees, Cumberland International Trucks of Florida, LLC, in the amount of $810,096.17. Kenworth of Jacksonville is in the amount of $460,888. And then Orlando Freightliner in the amount of $1,001,043. We received 6 responses, and this was an ITN, so this was not just based on price only. There were some qualifications and things that we wanted to make sure with the supply chain issues we were able to adapt and address with these procurements. So you'll see more of these, I think, coming up in the future to try to mitigate some of the risks that we're seeing. And so I believe this one worked out where all of the low bidders for the groupings were still the highest ranked. There's another award that we'll go into more detail when we get to it where there might have been, or maybe I'm confusing the two. Either way, we have compared the pricing of the proposed winners. JEA's new pricing will on average be about 1.5% higher for groupings 2, 3, and 4 based on our current market conditions. We have excluded groupings 1 due to the item not being purchased since 2019, so not really a comparable market for us to compare prices to, along with excluding grouping 5 as it's never been purchased before. And the closest item was considerably different, which was a 38-ton crane in 2008. So actually, seeing the market with that small increase, we're maybe a little hopeful, but still a small increase nonetheless. So I will pause and ask if there are any questions or comments. All right, I'll pass it back to the committee for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 3?
Sean Connor, so moved.
Jordan Pope,
And a second. Thank you. We have a motion from Sean Connor, a second from Jordan Pope. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 4.
Thank you through the chair. Award number 4 is a single source. This is for the purchase of an impulse cleaning system on Unit 1 at Northside to improve heat transfer, which will improve overall unit efficiency. This is very technical in nature, so I won't go through all of the things that are written in this award, all important justifications, but at a high level, Power Plus Cleaning Systems is the recommended awardee in the amount of $434,283. I'll note that this is a partial ratification. We issued a $10,000 purchase order to place the order and to secure the unit's arrival in time for the March outage. So a small percentage that we committed to make sure that we could get this timely for the outage. So you guys would also be approving that portion of the ratification. I'll just note we have a similar unit that was originally back in May of 2020. We were going to slate it for the Unit 1, but we ended up, due to outage and installation considerations, we installed it on Unit 2 instead. So this would be to now install a similar unit on Unit 1. I will note that there are 2 types of systems available for automating or for an automated online cleaning system. The Impulse system from Power Plus has the least mechanical equipment and moving parts and is patented technology and designed using ethylene gas and compressed air. So when we looked at this system back in May for the other unit, and we looked at the one that, the 2 that are on the market, we did a comparison then. We're looking at that again. It makes sense for us to move forward without doing a competitive bid by just vetting the 2 systems. And this system is a lower cost and it's a safer option for our employees, but also reduces the maintenance cost by choosing the same unit that was previously bought for Unit 2. So I'll pause, ask if you guys have any questions or comments on award number 4.
Just go ahead.
Sorry. Just real quick, I'm assuming that what's true today about what I think I read is that there are 2 companies or 2 technologies that can do this work, which, by the way, is very technical. I won't act like I pretend any of what they're actually doing. But yeah, I'm assuming it was true then that there were 2 technologies, and through discussions, that company was the lower priced at that time as well. So this is pretty much the same as it was on the original award.
I'll have Rodney confirm, but I believe your assumptions are correct.
This is Rodney. Yeah, same information that was true on the first award is true now. There's 3 total technologies. I mean, soot blowers are installed in the system today, and the plant people can speak to it, but I think those are a maintenance and a cost issue. And there's acoustic wave technology as well, but the detonation is least complex and most straightforward from a installation, maintenance, and operation standpoint, and yields the best results according to the data that was provided by the tech leads in the plant.
Thanks, Rodney.
Any
And
other
Jenny,
questions
this is
or comments?
Stephen. I just wanted to comment. I really found this write-up to be very interesting, thorough, detailed. The supporting documentation, just outstanding work by the entire team on this one. And just wanted to recognize the effort and seeing the ROI of less than a year. I mean, it's just, this was one I was pretty excited to read through. So thank you to the team.
You're very welcome. I will give all the credit to the business and Rodney and Lisa. Any other questions or comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 4?
And Ricky, so moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion from Ricky Erickson, a second from Russell Cathy. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 5.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 5. This is for Rivertown parcel number 47. The project consists of 2,000 linear feet of 12-inch water main, approximately 2,000 linear feet of 12-inch reclaim water main, and 2,800 linear feet of 4-inch sewer force main, and a duplex lift station with a pony pump. Mattamy Jacksonville LLC is our developer, and this is part of the Rivertown Developer Utility Service Agreement. So they went to bid this work out publicly, and Dirtworks Jacks was our lowest bidder in the amount of $1,369,819.08. We expect this project to be completed in September of 2022. And I'll note we received 2 bids with the lowest bidder coming in approximately 2.5 more than JEA's estimate, which we feel is reasonable in this current market. I will pause and ask if there are any questions or comments. Seeing none, I will pass it back to the chair for a vote.
May I get a motion to approve award item 5?
Jordan Pope, motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
Sean Connor, second.
All right, got a second from Ricky first. John, got to be a little quicker. We have a motion from Jordan Pope, second from Ricky Erickson. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? The motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 6.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 6 is a change order This is for engineering services, including design, permitting, and services during construction for the improvements to the Lofton Oaks water treatment plant. Constantine Engineering LLC is our recommended awardee, and the amount is $73,474.56. So there's some history here. The original award amount was about $342,000. We had a few amendments to this contract along the way. It was bid out back in 2018, and there was a pause around 2020. Just a little bit of history. Some of those change orders were additional evaluation of the well and the well pump, design changes due to larger tank and higher capacity pumps required, additional services required to obtain a landscaping variance based on comments by Nassau County, and additional permitting related design services and services during construction. So this project is expected to now be completed in July of 2023. And I'll note the project was on hold from December of 2020 until now due to capital budget concerns. However, the project has been restarted due to the increased growth in the Yulee and Nassau County area. And so this change order will cover the update to the design documents, specifications, permits, and bid documents that happened in 2020 to JEA standards that are now in place in 2022. The previously negotiated hours that we had negotiated in 2018, we allowed for them to do an increase based off of CPI, which was allowed per the contract. I will pause there and ask if you all have any questions or comments. All right, seeing none, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 6?
Sean Connor, so moved.
And a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Sean Connor, a second from Ricky Erickson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present our final award item for today.
Thank you. Award number 7 through the chair is an invitation to negotiate. This is for JEA aerial duty vehicle equipment or purchase acquisition. So we have 21 aerial vehicles for JEA's FY23 requirements. This is for replacement 20 units for the energy assets or the electric assets, excuse me, and then 1 unit for JEA's fleet expansion plan. All associated with our capital budgets, and again, these are FY23 requirements that you are seeing us purchase now. Alltech Industries, Inc. is one of the recommended awardees in the amount of $2,854,202. Time Manufacturing Company is our second recommended awardee in the amount of $1,807,661. We received 3 bids on this. Again, did this as an ITN, which we are seeing is providing flexibility to us when we are dealing with the supply chain issues. And then this involved complex technical requirements. So thought this was the best method for us to use. It should be noted, we found some good information. So these ITNs are also good for us to be able to have discussions with the vendors before we ask them to submit their best and final offers. And so during our conversations and discussions, during feedback with the vendors, because of the supply chain disruptions and what we're seeing, we are trying to adapt to the market to ensure the supply of the assets. And one of those things that we are adapting to that is, not traditional for this practice is to, not afford bidders to increase their BAFO when we go back and ask them for an increase, for a best and final offer. In this case, in the middle of the procurement, and this speaks volumes to the current market and what we are looking at on a regular basis, Time Manufacturing Company received an increase from their one of their subs in the middle of the procurement. So they had given them an order, and while we were in the middle of it, weeks later, it had increased. So instead of them offering us, to keep the price, in line and come to us later for a change order, they talked through it with us, and we allowed them to go ahead and include that in their price, along with other same discussions happening with these other vendors. So we are finding that, some ways that we do business, we're having to rethink some of those things, but adapting to the market is allowing us to maintain the supply chain for the business, for our business partners in doing so. I'll just note also this, when we're looking at more than just price, sometimes we will pay a little bit more based off of, either lead times or things that we're seeing that are advantageous to JEA to pay a higher price for. In this case, in grouping number 5, Time Manufacturing Company was the lowest cost respondent, but Alltech Industries was the overall highest rank, and there was just a slight difference in the price of about a little over $1,000. So we think that risked in the business, or Kenny can chime in on that if you guys have questions. I'll also note that during the BAFO, after discussions with Alltech and Bring Power, we saw their prices come down 3% and 6%. So you can see that they're adding in risk due to the market. And so as we have those discussions about flexibility and allowing them to adjust to the market with appropriate backup information as to what's going on, they were more comfortable bringing their prices down. So big effort on the part of the business and the procurement team to, kind of think outside the box and make sure we're getting the business what they need. And even with all of those discussions, we're seeing about a 17% increase on these units in particular. So we are going to, we do have a higher cost associated with the last times we have purchased these. So I'm going to pause there. I've done a lot of talking on this one, but just want you guys to understand kind of what we're doing behind the scenes on some of these things that are a little bit different than what you guys have seen in the past.
Jenny, this is Jordan. It's very helpful, to understand how we're approaching this given the supply chain challenges, and certainly applaud the ability to adapt to the market. This 17.6%, if I'm not mistaken, is quite a bit more than the earlier award we saw for fleet purchases. I'm just curious if the business could tell us why, or if they know, are these just very different purchases, vehicles, equipment, just the market? I mean, it could be anything. I'm just curious if there's some context there.
Sure. Kenny, do you want to take that, or is there someone from the business that would want to jump in?
So the 17%, it is pretty in line with what we saw on the light and medium duty bids. That's around where we're seeing. I would say that the heavy duty bid was more of the anomaly, where it was on the light, where it came up on the more competitive side. If you looked at quite a few of the bids, all of the heavy duty, they were in line with the same 17% price increase. There were some outliers in those bids on the heavy duty where they got really competitive and drove us to a lower price. There was about on numerous items on that heavy duty bid, there was a $20,000 to $30,000 price difference between the lowest bid and the highest price bid on those, and that would have changed the percentages.
So Kenny, are there things such as, it just depends on maybe their subs or the manufacturers they're working with on discounts that they might be offering also? I mean, I think there's risk that gets passed on to these distributing companies and companies that we're working with that they have either less control or more control over. So it does depend on kind of what's going on in the market at the time and who's willing to take more risk. If they have less orders than someone else, their ability to meet, the lead time requirements and things that we're looking to try to meet makes it a little bit easier for them. So I think it's a culmination of things, but if there's anything else that you could add, Kenny, that would kind of speak to that.
Absolutely. I mean, demand is high, lead times are long on these aerial pieces of equipment. Steel prices are up, aluminum prices are up. I mean, it's across the board. All the materials are up, and that's what we see. And I anticipated all of these being in that 15 to 20% price range for all of these procurement initiatives that we've done, from the light medium duty, which we brought to awards about 2 months ago, all the way through these, and we have a couple more of them coming down the pipeline that are out there. And I anticipated them all being, after we started to see those first groupings in that 15 to 20% price increase range, I anticipated them all, and that's just because of where labor is at, where transportation is at, where raw materials are at. That's where we're seeing it. And to see that heavy duty bid come in with very little increases overall, it was a real win. I think these are still wins overall, and I think JEA is getting a good price on these, but this is just where the market is pushing us is up around 15 to 20% on these types of purchases.
So if I could say it differently, the 17%, 0.6% here is really more in line with what we're seeing in the market. The 1.7% referenced in Award 3 was really maybe more of the anomaly and a good win on that. That makes sense. If that's accurate.
Yes.
Restated.
That would be my high level evaluation of where you are on these two awards. That Award 3 to come in at that price was a real win. For us.
Good to know. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 7?
Ricky, so moved.
And a second?
Jordan Pope, second.
We have a motion from Ricky Erickson, a second from Jordan Pope. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion is adopted. The entire agenda representing items 1 through 7 are approved for February 3rd, 2022. Is there any other business to come before the awards committee at this time? Okay, seeing none, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Everyone.